Hey medicos, welcome to White Coat Test. This is me Harshith signing in. Today in my video, I'm going to explain the different books that I have used in my first year MBBS. But there are so many books out in the market for first year MBBS. But I personally feel that these books are easy to understand and are student friendly material. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into it. So yeah, basically first year has three subjects, that is anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Anatomy again has subtopics like we have general anatomy, gross anatomy, and then histology, osteology, embryology, like this. Okay, so let's start with anatomy, and then I'll give the book that is used for biochemistry, and then for physiology. So as I said, in anatomy we have different subtopics like we have general anatomy first, for which you can refer this book, that is BDC's handbook, General Anatomy Handbook. This book is very neat and very nicely represented because we are new to anatomy now, so we need to understand few terminologies of anatomy, without which we can't go further into the chapters like into gross anatomy and stuff. So you need to have the idea of the terminology that we frequently use in anatomy. So for that you need to understand general anatomy. So this book, the first chapter of this book gives the different terminologies, and then later on there is a complete overview of each and every system that we are having. It is like a link between your intermediate zoology and then your anatomy. So you should read general anatomy first before you enter into gross. So this is about general anatomy. Now coming to the gross anatomy, I have used BDC, that is BD Chaurasia for this is BDC material, you can see. Apart from BDC, a few people even suggest you to use Wlcm, but I personally feel BDC is better because I'll show you why BDC is better. This is BDC is having 4 volumes, but I am showing you 3 here because the 4th volume is having neuroanatomy in it. Okay, so the first volume deals with upper limb and your thorax, and then your second volume deals with your lower limb and abdomen, and then third one deals with head and neck. Okay, so now let me show you why BDC is best or better preferred by everyone because of these flowcharts in BDC. You can see here there is a flowchart representation, and even the diagrams in BDC are very understanding. Like we can clearly see how a muscle is getting originated, inserted. Okay, and then apart from that, we even have tables like this, which we can easily refer to, and we can use these tables for memorizing because instead of paragraphs, if we are remembering it in a tabular form, it is much better. So BDC is having these features in it. Wishram Singh, I personally I read Wishram Singh a few times because BDC was always with me, and it was enough for me. But Wishram Singh, I find Wishram Singh is having so much written matter in it. But diagrams in Wishram Singh are good. Okay, the diagrams even in BDC it's good, but Wishram Singh is also having good diagrams, and mostly people will prefer Wishram Singh for the diagrams because anatomy is everything but diagrams. Okay, this is about gross anatomy. Now let's coming to the subtopics in anatomy, that is. We have genetics, embryology, histology, and then neuroanat. Okay, so first of all, genetics, it's a very small topic in anat. Okay, this is the book which I have purchased. There is no specific book preferred to us, but yeah, you need to have one book. But rarely we'll use this book because from genetics there are only specific questions you need to know. Like already in intermediate we have idea about the genetic disorders like the Turner syndrome or the Klinefelter syndrome. That stuff. There's few more are added to this list. And in genetics, I have read only first few pages. That's it. Rest I didn't read because it's not required. It's not required. Only few specific questions will be given, and you need to remember those. Like karyotyping is a very important question. You need to remember that. And then these chromosomal disorders that are there. Some list of disorders are there which you need to remember. Okay. Not only from this book, you can even get those from other sources. So yeah, even just for namesake, I had this book, but very rarely I've used it. And then after your genetics, coming to histology. This is histology. I have purchased IB Singh, interfacing for histology. And IB Singh, best part is for every histological diagram, there are some points of observation given here, with which you can correlate what you are drawing in your notebook and then what you are seeing in a microscope. Okay, and again, I have not used this book much because we have the diagrams written readily. We'll be drawing the diagrams and then just few points we'll be writing it off. So I have never read all this matter that is given here. Okay, so just I've gone through the points of points to remember and then the diagram. And to be honest, this manual is for attendance because in some colleges they'll not allow you without your manual into your histo lab. So you need to have this manual to get your attendance. Okay. Embryology, I had 2 books for embryology. This is IB Singh and this is Yogesh Sontake. Most of them will prefer IB Singh, but I personally read Yogesh Sontake because I didn't find IB Singh very interesting. I'll show both the books. IB Singh, this is IB Singh. The diagrams are fine in IB Singh. The content is also very neatly written. But why I find Yogesh Sontake is easy because Yogesh has question wise matter. You can see here there's a question asked and then answer given down. So like this, everything is sorted in Yogesh Sontake. In IB Singh it is all paragraph, but in this book it is sorted according to questions. And one more interesting thing is we are having flowcharts like this here in Yogesh Sontake, which is again very helpful because embryo is all about development, like what is happening stepwise process. So for that you need to have flowcharts, and this book is far better for flowchart representation of embryo. So I personally felt Yogesh Sontaka is better, but if you want to go with IB Singh, yeah, you can go with IB Singh also. Yeah. Coming to the last subtopic of your anatomy is neuro. I had two books again for neuro. This is BDC, which I got with that set, and this is Vishram Singh, which I bought separately. Out of these two, I again read BDC because I thought Vishram Singh would be better for neuro, but then again I was okay with BDC only. I'll show you Vishram Singh. This is how Vishram Singh looks. Okay, Vishram Singh, as I said, diagrams are neat here, and it's again complete paragraph representation in Vishram Singh. But BDC, again, same thing as I showed in those books. They are having flowchart representation here for in BDC, and then the diagrams are also better, easy to understand and easy to draw also. So yeah, that's why I prefer Vishram Singh more. And neuroanat is a tough topic, and Vishram Singh, those flowcharts and the diagrams in Vishram Singh sorted that sorted neuroanat in a easy way, not so easy way, but yeah, we can understand it better by reading your BDC. And one fault with Vishram Singh is in Vishram Singh there are only 3 volumes. BDC has 4 volumes. Vishram Singh has 3, that is head and neck and upper limb, thorax, lower limb, abdomen. And in the head and neck itself, they gave neuro. So there is no separate book for Vishram Singh in a set like how we had for BDC. We have to buy Vishram Singh neuroanat separately. Most of them would read the same head and neck wala neuroanat, and it's not very deeply given in that. So that's a fault in Vishram Singh. So if you're buying Vishram Singh for anat, see that you're even buying Vishram Singh's neuroanat along with that set, okay? Because if you're only reading that head and neck wala neuroanat, you won't be able to cover all the concepts or all the questions, okay? Now coming to practicals in anatomy, we have histology, the book I have showed, that is only the book we will be using for our practical lab, that is histology. Apart from histology, we have dissection, where we'll be using the live cadaver, that's a dead body, and we'll be learning it from learning stuff from that dead body. And for your dissection, you need these manuals, okay? These are the manuals that you'll be needing. And there are many other manuals apart from these are theme dissector. Apart from this, there are many other manuals, but mostly you will see people using Cunningham's, which looks like this, okay? But I bought this themes dissector. Why? Because I'll show you why themes is better. Themes has tabular representation like this, you can see here, and then the muzzle origin insertion is very well explained in themes dissector. You can see here how everything is pictorial. Pictorial representation is very well. And the most interesting part of your themes is you'll be having here. You can see here QR code is there. The usage of this QR is whenever you have missed any dissection class due to any any sort of reasons, then you can come home and you can scan this QR and you can see the same dissection happening, okay? So that's the usage with themes dissector, which provides you with the QR and you can scan it and you can watch the videos and you can understand dissection. And again, this manual is important. You can even borrow it from your seniors. This manual, without this, again, attendance will not be given to you. Without this book, people did allow for us into our exam dissection hall, sorry. So you need to have this manual for attendance. And apart from that, by dissecting, if you're reading it from this manual and then if you're watching it on the cadaver, it will be very easy to understand. And this theme dissector, because it is having a beautiful diagrams, pictorial representation, so even if you have missed any point in the cadaver, you can cover it in the theme dissector. Apart from these books, there are some other foreign author books like standard books, which we call them as. Like we have the Gray's Anatomy, which is a very standard book, and then people even ask us to buy Atlas, Human Atlas, because I had one for histology, but I never used it. It's very fresh because I didn't get the chance to use Atlas, and I don't know how we'll use Atlas also, to be honest. And the Gray's Anatomy, what I'm talking about, is the standard book, and it's it's very costly book, so don't buy that book. Try to get PDFs of Gray's Anatomy if you want, and you can refer that for clear understanding. But it's a foreign author book, so English terminology may be a problem in that book. Okay, so that is the standard book in anatomy. Now coming to biochemistry. In biochemistry again, there are 2 books which are mostly used. One is Vasudevan and another one is Satyanarayan. Okay, so I personally feel Satyanarayan is better because biochemistry is again all about cycles. Like how I said, anat is all about diagrams. Biochemistry is all about cycles, and the cycles are very well given in your Satyanarayan. Like this, here you can see the cycles are very well explained in Satyanarayan, and the content written is also in a very simple language. It's not complicated at all. Easily we can understand it in a one read, and then even the diagrams are nice in your Satyanarayan, and that's why I prefer Satyanarayan. And everything is, the content is what's required, that much only. Like no extra content is given. The stuff which is required for an MBBS first year is given in Satyanarayan. And I never read Vasudevan, and I don't know how Vasudevan is, but because Satyanarayan was enough for me. And then once you come deep into your first year, like after 5-6 months, you'll be getting to know about another book in biochemistry, which is mostly everyone in the college will use that book only. I'm not going to reveal that name, but I don't say that don't read that book, because even I have read that book, but don't read it from the starting of your first year, because you need to have the subject. So for that you need to read standard books like Satyanarayan or Vasudevan, and yeah, even before your exams, if you want, you can read that book. Okay, and coming to the standard books of biochemistry, we have Lippincott and Harper, which are again foreign author books, and again these are costly books. So try to have a PDF of them saved in your mobile or your iPad or anything, and you can refer that those books if you're having any doubts in your by reading this kind of book. Okay, and then coming to practicals in biochemistry, I personally never required any manual for biochem because whatever my professors used to give in my college were far more than enough, and their notes was far more than enough for me. But you have essentials of biochemistry here, which you can use for your practical biochem. But I personally never, required any manual or stuff. Neither anyone in our college required any practical manual because our staff notes was more than enough. Okay, so this is about biochem. Now coming to the last subject, physiology. For physiology again there are two books, like mostly used two books. That is one is AKJ and another one is GK Pal. It looks bulky, but GK Pal is far better than any book, is what I feel, because everything in GK Pal is so sorted so well. The language is so well, the representation is so well, and again here in GK Pal we have flowcharts, because as I said, anat is diagrams, biochem is cycles, and physiology is flowcharts. So here you can see how GK Pal represents the flowcharts, very well represented, and the information is also in a very simple language, easy to understand in a one read again. So better go with GK Pal, and AKJ is also fine. I've read it once or twice. It's fine, but I find GK Pal more interesting. Okay, and apart from this, the standard books of physiology is your Genong and Guyton and Hall. I have Guyton and Hall, but I never read it. Like I only referred it, once or twice, because GK Pal, you've seen this bulkness, right? This is more than enough for 1 year, because hardly we read anything from textbooks. So yeah, but I read GK Pal because I find it interesting. I read GK Pal. I didn't completely read Satyanarayan or BDC, but I read GK Pal. So yeah, that's with your theory physiology. And then coming to your practical physiology, you have again same GK Pal for practical physiology. Why this is better? Because in physio we have clinicals, and in the GK Pal, clinicals are represented very good. You can see like how we can perform any clinical examination on the subject is very well given in this book, and even the hematology topics also are very neatly sorted. And interesting thing about GK Pal is at the end of every examination or every activity there is OSPI column given for practical examination, which is required, which carries marks. And apart from that, even there are frequently asked viva questions also given at the end of each experiment in your GK Pal physiology. So yeah, if you are referring to GK, if you want any physiology practical, please go through GK Pal. And again, I personally never used GK Pal so much, because again our faculty notes or professor notes at our college were far more than enough, and I mostly use my record of my record in my college, which college people give. We have to write records. I've used that record, and then my professor's notes, which were far enough for me again in physiology. Okay, so yeah, that's it for now. I have given out the most frequently the books which I have used, which I felt were easy to understand. I have explained here. Again, it's up to you which book you want to buy, which book you want to refer. It's all up to you. So if you have watched my video till here, then do follow my page, White Coat Tales. Subscribe here on YouTube, and even follow me on Instagram, named White Coat Tales. And then even I'm planning for creating a Telegram channel where I can post different PDF of all the books which I've spoken now. You can download the PDF from Telegram and you can keep them as reference. So yeah, even the link for the same I'll be posting it soon in my description below. You can join my Telegram channel, and even you can contact me Telegram for any queries. Okay, thank you for watching. This is me, Harshith, signing off.